You know what's wild about people like Donald Trump? The people underneath him in government spent years getting screamed at over $20 mistakes. Years. Federal employees getting told, take the cheapest flight, rent the smallest car, don't lose your receipt. Why did you buy this meal? Can this be justified to taxpayers? People literally building careers being taught that taxpayer money is sacred. You've got FEMA workers sleeping in shitty hotels during disasters. Analysts sharing rental cars. Employees terrified of getting audited over baggage fees. People working themselves into burnout trying to save the government pennies because that's what stewardship is supposed to mean. Meanwhile, this guy walks into office like a Vegas casino owner with dementia, and suddenly billions evaporate into vanity projects, bloated contracts, and favors for his buddies and sons. $1 billion for a ballroom? Are you out of your fucking mind? Do you understand how many Americans skip meals right now? How many parents stare at grocery receipts in silence? How many people calculate whether they can afford eggs, gas, insulin, rent, or their kids' field trip? People are out here getting strangled by sales tax, income tax, property tax, insurance, inflation, hidden fees, tolls, interest rates, medical debt, getting nickel and dime to death, while this asshole treats the Treasury like it's his personal inheritance. And the worst part, he gets angry when people call it out. That's the narcissism. That's the rage. Because spoiled rich men who never clawed their way through government service cannot stand being told no. They cannot stand accountability. They cannot stand oversight. They cannot stand hearing, that's too expensive. That's wasteful. That's corruption. That's not fiscally conservative. That's your ego. See, people who actually work their way up in government know something Trump never learned. Public money is not your money. It belongs to the waitress, the truck driver, the exhausted nurse, the single dad working overtime, the old woman choosing between medication and electricity, the federal employee crying in their car during lunch because they got written up over paperwork while billionaires rob the country in broad daylight. And then this clown has the audacity to cosplay as some anti-establishment savior while handing contracts to the highest bidders, the connected insiders, the loyalists, the people who charge more instead of less. That's the opposite of stewardship. That's the opposite of conservatism. That's the opposite of patriotism. That's looting. You know what happens to regular federal workers when they waste money, investigations, audits, career destruction? You know what happens to billionaires and political royalty? They throw tantrums on social media because someone dared question their royal ballroom budget. Well, guess what, bitch? The American people are tired of financing your ego, tired of financing your rage, tired of financing your grifts. Tired of watching rich parasites lecture working people about sacrifice while they build gold-plated monuments to themselves with our money? You wanted the truth? Here it is. A man who respects taxpayer money doesn't rage when people ask questions. A man who respects taxpayer money doesn't funnel contracts toward friends and family. And a man who actually loves America does not treat its treasury like a fucking casino chip pile.